go make mac and cheese with my roommate and probably pass out while eating the mac and cheese.
That party last night was awfully crazy. I wish we taped it. I danced my face off and had this one.
Oh shit. Is this backwards? I guess this is where I explain my dramatic hair change. I'm now blonde. If you like it, I love you, thank you. If you don't like it, I didn't ask you. So see ya. Okay, so since you clicked on this video, you most likely read the title of this video, I would hope so, or you just saw my name pop up and are a true homie and clicked on this video just because I made it. But let's be real, you probably clicked on this video because of the title. It's probably something saucy, because unfortunately that's how YouTube is these days. But anyway, you probably clicked on the title because it says something about college and you're either A, in college and going back for another year, or B, not in college and are interested about college, or C, an incoming freshman. All of the above, you will benefit from this video because I am talking about college parties. And I actually made a video, this is kind of like the secondary video to a video that I made while I was still in college, like still at my university, and it's called The Truth About College Parties, I think that's what it's called. Basically exposes all of the unknown and known truths of college parties. I'll link that below because it's important that you watch that before you watch this video. This video is mainly just a tips on how to survive college parties and basically just weird things that you wouldn't think of before you go out. And the scary thing is a lot of you guys are going to continue watching just because I talk about juicy things that potentially might make me look like an idiot. But anyway, okay, I'm no stranger to making myself look like an idiot on the internet. Okay, I'm gonna take a swig of my cold brew from Starbucks. I wish this was product placement, it is not. The hot guy that works at my Starbucks, if you follow me on Twitter, he made this for me with love. I still don't have his phone number, okay guys? I'm working on it. Okay, so I've been taking notes in my trusty Do Something Different Hybrid May Designs journal. I don't know how I got this, it just kind of like popped up on my vanity one day and I was like, okay. So I asked my friends in all my different group chats that I'm in, all my group me's, and came up with a list of things to consider before going to frat parties. I guess you can call them the frat party commandments, if you will. How to survive a frat party if you've A, never been, or B, have been and just failed epically like I did freshman year. So I'm gonna start out this video with a story because obviously who doesn't like a good frat party story? So it was Halloween, and Halloween, if you guys don't know, is 4 days after my birthday. So this is freshman year, I just turned 19. I thought I was such a hot shot in my little ballerina tutu. I went as a ballerina. It was a great, great costume, except for I regret wearing ballet slippers because they soon turned like literally brown after just going to one frat party. So anyway, if you're going to be a ballerina for Halloween, don't wear slippers. Anyway, so I'm at this party, and I'm not gonna name the frat just for, you know, reasons. And it was at one of like my favorite houses of this frat that I really do enjoy and I still go to this day. I was with one of my really good friends, Allegra, if you guys remember her from my freshman year. She actually transferred. So there I was, dancing, minding my own business, probably making a fool out of myself because I can't dance. I do this thing where, you know, I just sway my arms around like this and I think that I look really cool. That was what I was probably doing at the very moment when the dance floor literally collapsed. Picture this is the floor, it goes like this. I'm sure you guys can imagine, you know, just knowing my history, where I exactly was when this was occurring. Obviously, I was standing on the very part of the floor that literally went in. It took a nosedive, and I was standing there, and the next thing I know, I'm on my butt. So that, my friends, is a miniature little story testament of the unpredictability of frats. I really just wanted to tell that story in a video, but I figured it wouldn't take up a whole video because, you know, it's pretty obvious like what happened. And as much as I'd like to say we just got up and kept dancing, I was scared shitless. So I'm pretty sure I even went home after that. I was like, okay, never again. But anyway, back to what I was talking about, the frat party commandments. And a lot of you guys are gonna look at this video and be like, oh, Katie, is there anything that you talk about these days that doesn't involve boys or going out or whatever? You clicked on this video, so please, just chill. I'd like that. Number one, if you choose to drink in college, which I'm not gonna lie, it is a very prevalent thing in college. It's not legal, and I'm not condoning it, but it is prevalent in college. Watch any episode of Greek on Xfinity. I recently figured out it's on Xfinity, not on Netflix, but Comcast Xfinity is there. I've been watching it. You will see drinking. It's a thing that happens in college. Not saying you have to drink at all to go out, but if you're going to, consider pre-gaming, you know, more and drinking at the party less. There's a few reasons for this. First of all, if you pre-game with alcohol that either you purchased or you know where it came from, you know, that's a lesser chance that you're going to, you know, come into contact with any sort of roofie, drug, or like, you know, anything someone could taint your drink with. I've heard people putting NyQuil in girls' drinks, which is very disturbing. You're drinking alcohol that you know the origin of, you know, there's a less chance that you're going to get drugged, which is a very big reality in college. I know personally people who have been drugged that are very close to me and that don't do anything remotely risky except for drink the jungle juice. So that's a big thing. Also, it's a lot easier for you to calculate how much you're drinking, because sometimes if you drink bucket or drink just something a guy gives you or a girl gives you, you really have no way of knowing how much alcohol went into that, so you can get drunk faster and, you know, make a fool out of yourself faster. The third reason why I think it's better to pregame more and drink less at the party is because you have time to sober up before you go home and before you go to bed, which is important so you don't get a hangover. And if you're going out for the first time or even drinking for the first time, it does not hurt, you know, to go easy on the alcohol or not even drink at all, just to kind of see what it's all about. If you want to go out and not drink alcohol, my biggest tip is to just hold something. Definitely hold something, because people are going to try to push you to drink, and it's just a thing. Your own friends might, because, you know, if they're drunk, they're just gonna be like, oh my god, everyone needs to be drunk, everyone needs to be drunk. So if you want to go out and not drink, just hold something while you're out. Like, hold an empty red Solo cup, and drunk people will think that you're drinking. It's so obvious. You avoid the hangover, and you don't have to have people pestering you. So that's a big tip. The next few things I'm going to talk about are all related to before you go out or just like preparations for going out. First thing is papaya. Okay, you guys are going to be like, what the heck? Papaya pills specifically are amazing in terms of de-bloating, because it's like a girl's worst nightmare to, you know, have this like really tight dress you're about to put on, but you might not want to appear bloated if you just ate a huge dinner, which I'm all about eating a huge dinner before you go out, because then, you know, you'll feel better the next day, if you know what I'm saying. So that being said, it's totally fine to go out with a little bit of a food baby, like everyone has them, totally normal. Anyway, papaya pills are amazing. They naturally break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, essentially, you know, just pushing out everything you ate. I'm not trying to talk about what you do in the bathroom in this video, but essentially that is what it does. Kind of just, you know, quickly flushes everything out, so then you have that nice flat tummy that you want. My best friends and I completely swear by these pills we got. They're completely organic, totally, you know, not sketchy at all. We get them from our local organic food store. It's like very not sketchy at all. Next up, frat shoes. When you go out, there's this layer of what we like to call frat sludge on the bottom of every frat house. Some frat houses at my school have dirt floors, which you can imagine is even more disgusting and very uneven, so be careful if you're going to a place where you know there's a dirt floor. Don't wear really high heels. I made that mistake. Definitely don't wear white shoes, and definitely wear shoes that are remotely comfortable. Heels are what most people at my school wear, but at a lot of schools that I visited, you know, Converse are the way to go. My favorite place to get frat shoes are forever21.com, Target, Walmart, or GoJane.com is really good as well for really inexpensive shoes that you will be throwing away at the end of the year. I threw away 2 pairs this past year. The next tip that I have to offer is about when you have to go to the bathroom at frat parties. I didn't know when I was a freshman. I expected the houses I saw in Greek. And a lot of the bathrooms at fraternity parties, or even at some bars, A, don't have toilet paper, and B, are probably more unsanitary than peeing outside. A few things I have to say about peeing outside. I do it. Be careful about where you pee. This is crucial. And like, I can't believe I'm talking about this in a YouTube video. Be careful, because it is illegal in most states to pee outside. Be sure that if you're gonna do it, it's in a disclosed, like closed off, hopefully very dark location, especially because you're gonna be like partially naked for like however many seconds it takes you to pee. And if you're with someone who's really drunk, make sure that they are aware of this as well. You know, go somewhere that's like very closed off and is on the property of the frat house that you're at, because if worse comes to worse, you know, the owner of the property is probably a fraternity boy and won't press charges on you or anything ridiculous. If cops, you know, come to the party, which a lot of times they will, don't run. That's something I learned freshman year too, and I was so nervous about the cops freshman year, but the thing is, the law enforcement on your campus is very aware that there are going to be parties no matter what they do, you know, so they're going to try to regulate that. This is kind of just like common sense, but don't carry red cups or beer cans or anything if you're going to drink. Don't carry them from party to party or from party to your dorm or vice versa. If a cop comes up to you, they, you know, see the red cup, they're like, you're drinking, this is illegal, like I'll arrest you, whatever. If they come to the frat house, a lot of times, most of the time, you won't get in trouble for doing what you're doing. It's the people that own the house that have to kind of like talk and figure it out and, you know, work with the cop to like break up the party, etc. Next up, basic college party fact. You will get spilled on no matter how hard you try. Make sure you wear clothes that you don't care about. Like, even if it's the hottest dress you own, but it was like $200 from Bloomingdale's, don't wear that out. You will be thanking yourself later when it is not covered in pink bucket. For some reason, all my stains are pink. I don't know what that means, but yeah, just be mindful of what you wear out. It's so important. Something else that I have learned throughout my 2 years of being at college so far. One of those nights you're laying in your twin XL bed, you know, in your dorm, and you're like, I'm watching this show, I really don't want to go out, or like I feel really terrible, I'm on a period, like, I don't know, whatever, XYZ issue, reason why you don't want to go out, besides if you have like class in the morning or something important. But those nights where you literally have no excuse. Some of those nights that I felt like that have been my best nights out in college history. Sometimes when I'm feeling terrible and I don't want to go out, or I'm feeling just like sad or, you know, depressed or whatever, you know, my friends are like, Katie, come on, come out, we'll have fun, like, don't worry, we'll have fun. But really, truly, sometimes, you know, going out takes your mind off of the hard things, whether we like to admit it or not. Sometimes that's the reason why people go out. If you ask me, the reason why I go out is so I can dance, because dancing cures everything, even if you dance terribly like I do. Some of your worst nights can turn into your best nights because you're out with your friends, having fun, you know, taking your mind off of whatever is happening in your life. College is only 4 years, and then we have to be real adults and do real things. And we can't dance, you know, in barns on Tuesday nights anymore like I do typically. And that being said, if you don't go to the party, it's not a big deal. Being devil's advocate, I suppose. There's 2 ways to look at it, I guess. People might miss you. There's been a few times this year where I've gotten texts from people when I'm traveling like, Katie, why aren't you at this party? Like, where are you? Like, we miss you, etc. Your friends will notice you're gone. Like, don't feel like you are like a wasted presence. But if you don't go out, like, it's not gonna be the worst thing in the entire world, and, you know, there will be plenty other nights like that night, so don't feel too depressed about it. If it's insecurity that's holding you back, don't let it. And choose yourself over whatever insecurity is plaguing you. So the next tip I'm going to talk about is going home with the opposite sex, or with your sex. Whatever you want to do. Don't go home with the first person who asks. This is mainly targeted towards people who haven't experienced college yet. You will know that, you know, there are a lot of thirsty people out there that will jump anything with a pulse, if you know what I'm saying. Be mindful that you can flirt with a guy or a girl and not go home with them, and sometimes it's better than going home with them. This took me a long time to realize this, and that if you go a whole night, you know, out without kissing someone, that's like totally fine and actually quite normal. It depends on what kind of person you are, like what kind of stuff floats your boat, you know. I like a good hookup. I like a good spontaneous hookup, but there are some nights where, you know, a guy asks me to go home with him and I'm just like, no, I don't, no thanks. I'm gonna go make mac and cheese with my roommate and probably pass out while eating the mac and cheese. And, you know, the thing is, you can kind of use this to your advantage and flirt a little bit and be like, oh, I'm sure you would want to go home with me, but maybe another time, and just walk away and like shake your butt while you're walking away, you know, like, this is what you're missing. And believe me, if they are worth it, the guy slash girl will see this gesture and this, what's it called, rejection, and work harder to get your attention next time, and, you know, maybe talk to you when they're not drunk or in the daytime or something like that, or like maybe ask you on a date or something normal, because it seems in college people don't really do that. But that is what I've got so far. I'll probably think of more things after I edit this video, so there might be a follow-up before you guys all actually go back to college, because it's still a little premature. You know, just be careful, be honest with yourself, and, you know, make genuine friends and make memories in the daytime as well. That's very important. Don't live your life, your college life, for parties, because that will get you absolutely nowhere. Yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. Okay, that was weird.